What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about Madden 26 and some of the stuff that has come out the last couple of days, the last few days, and of course the big reveal tomorrow. I've been seeing it all. I wanted to react sooner. As some of you know, I had a little bit of a mishap with my equipment. It's down in there on the floor because it pissed me off, but my power surge, my power strip, my surge protector, it decided to go. Okay, and I didn't have enough plugs after that, so had to find a new one, had to wait for it to come. Then there was the tree incident, and there was other, it was a whole thing, right? So this video was supposed to come out a few days ago. So were other videos, and I'm sorry about that. Let me stay on point here. I want to talk about Madden 26. I want to talk about the stuff that has been leaked out. I don't want to call it leaks, because like I said, they were obviously told to release this stuff. They were told they can talk about it in this regard for now, and we're getting a full release tomorrow. So I'm curious on your guys' thoughts, and I want to give my thoughts on it. So the first thing to talk about here is the tweet from Curt Shilling, who apparently is now one of the game changers for EA. I know he was been around for a few years. He's been doing a lot of awesome stuff. Former NFL quarterback, of course. And he said here in this tweet, Madden 26 confirmed biggest franchise update in over a decade. Now, we have heard these before, have we not, guys? We have heard this a lot. I take this stuff with a grain of salt at this point in my life because, like I said, I've been told this every year for the better part of a decade, and so far I haven't seen it come to light. Now, what I will say is most of the time when we're seeing this stuff, from what I have seen anyway, it's coming from EA or some interview they did saying that they've made the most progress ever in franchise, right? That's usually where we hear it from. To see some of the creators that were there start to talk about this stuff, not saying I take it as truth, because I don't know yet, but it is a little refreshing to see that there's a few other people that were excited about it. And Curt was not the only one either. We also had a Popular Stranger tweet out, I think franchise players are going to be really happy with Madden 26. So there's quite a bit of talk around town right now in the Twitter sphere that Madden might be doing some good stuff. And I just want to go over some of these tweets that Curt went out, give you guys my thoughts on them, and then take a look at some of the leaks that they actually showed today, announcing the full release tomorrow. And this is gonna be a late video. I know, I just got done with work. I'm still in my polo. Like I got home from work. I hooked up all my stuff, and here we are. So the third tweet I wanted to talk about is this one here. It says completely new player movement from Madden 26. They took the best movement set from CFB 25 and the best from Madden 25, and they blended them for this game. 4-2 will now feel like 4-2. More explosion, more speed, dynamic cuts, and more user control. Now, I personally have been having some fun playing the CFB 25 again. I've been having a blast, man. The NIU Dynasty that I tried to do on the channel that nobody wanted to watch, I play that on the side, and it's so much fun. I love the movement. The movement is so much better in that game than it is in Madden. I was actually hoping right when I started picking up again, which was 2-3 weeks before this tweet came out and all this stuff came out, was that like, man, I really wish this movement and this, like, the whatever they have in this game was in Madden. And usually that's how they work, right? Madden is always like, we got to make sure this is, we got to test it first, and then we'll bring it to Madden. We've seen that with FIFA in the past, and now maybe they do that with EA Sports College Football. So maybe we see that coming this year, or a blending of it, like Curt said here in his tweet. So I am excited about it. I hope that it's the case, because I felt the player movement in that game and like just the momentum and how it worked was much better done in CFB than it was in Madden. Not that Madden's movement was too bad, but there was definitely some situations where I'm like, I really don't like the way this is happening. The next tweet, the one that has me excited, right? This is for me, and you guys know, if you watch my channel, you know I do CPU franchise. AI predictive play calling with reasoning coming to coaching suggestions and teams you play against in Madden 26. Dan Campbell with the lines is more likely to go for it on 4th down at midfield than other coaches based on downs, distance, and situation. So if they are starting to implement better play calling within the playbooks, that is going to transform the way that my franchise works, because for years I've had to put together custom playbooks just to have something that would be relatively okay to put out in a video. And that's why I do that. It's not that I want to take advantage of the computer, but these playbooks are built so bad, the coaching suggestions are just so bad, I have to make my own. Otherwise, it's just boring, right? And I think a lot of you understand that. And it's not just for the way I play, even for those of you who play the game. When you're playing against a CPU, you're not always playing against other people. Don't you get sick of the repetitiveness of what the CPU is doing? I sure do. It is so annoying. So if they are indeed gonna stick more into that, that is a big plus for Madden. Now, again, all of this is subjective. We don't know yet. We haven't seen the game. We will find out more tomorrow, though, so who knows? And then there was a response here from this guy saying, tell him to fix Superstar mode, and he said they did, just wait. We've been asking for that for years as well. They tried to do something with Superstar mode. It didn't really work. Maybe they reworked it all completely again. Maybe they're trying to have their own version of, you know, NBA 2K. Don't know if they're really ever going to be able to replicate that given the difference in how these sports are played. But it's still pretty cool to hear that there might be something that has been changed here. So I'm hoping that this is not a bunch of smoke and mirrors. And then this is what Curt said after it all, because obviously anytime you say something good about Madden on Twitter or anywhere on the internet, you will get backlash. And that's just the way it is. People are in droves out there hating on Madden, and I'm not saying they're incorrect. They have plenty of reason to do so. They have plenty of skepticism because of how we've been burned in the past with Madden 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 25, or 15, 25, 13. You guys get the picture, okay? It's been a lot of lies, a lot of letdown, and a lot of just people just sick and tired of just wanting to play a football game for the NFL and being let down time and time again. Well, maybe there's something out there. Curt was the one who did a lot of the tweeting on that day. There were others that, you know, whether it was sort of just like piggybacked off of what his tweet was or put out their own tweets, but we really won't know until the game is out. I know there was other guys like Eric Rayweather there, and I think, of course, Bengal was there, and some of the other Madden guys were there, and nobody has really refuted what he said, which I feel like is a good sign, because not everybody that was there was just like you know, slobbing on Madden. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like that's all that they do. A lot of those guys I've seen take stances on Madden that weren't exactly in the company's best, you know, setting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that what they're saying is all true, but the fact that he came out and said all this different stuff, and nobody that was there or anything said, hey man, what are you talking about? This isn't right, or none of this was talked about. Like, it looked the same. Like, nobody has said any of that. Now, again, it could just be because they're being quiet. I don't know these things. But like I said at the beginning, it is nice to see it's not coming from an EA insider interview or what's his name, that's the director of whatever, trying to make people buy the game again because, you know, they suck and they know it and they're trying to get people back. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm hoping that it's true, because I have been praying for an update to Madden franchise for so long that I am running out of hope. And that is honestly so seriously apparent right now, just in YouTube in general. Like, even before I had my trip ups and couldn't post the last couple of times, views, nobody cares about Madden right now. And it's usually this time of year where people don't care about Madden too much, because we know that stuff like this is about to come out. We are hearing things about, you know, the college football game now. There are other sports starting up. There's other sports going into their playoff period. It's just not a good time for Madden during this span of time. And I feel it every year. I see it. I feel it everywhere, right? So it's fine to see this stuff. I hope that some of this is true. I just hope some of it's true. I don't even need all of it to be true, because this game is in a bad spot, and franchise is going to keep this game alive. You can put money into MUT all you want, but guess what? If you do not have that core audience that is going to sit there and play franchise all year round, you're going to have problems. And I think somewhere in that place, they know it. Somewhere they know it. And hopefully now we're starting to get it. Now, this is another reason to be a little bit, you know, not skeptical, but have some hope. Last year, they brought on the guy that was that helped with NFL head coach 09. Remember that? There was the talk about the guy who helped with all the creative stuff for that game was coming in to work on Madden again. That seemed to come in a little bit later in the storyline, like where they may have already been close to being done with Madden 25. Maybe now this year is where he really gets his footprint in, right? We know he had a lot of good stuff going on in head coach. I'm sure that a lot of those ideas were being tossed around. Maybe this year he was able to actually implement them in the game because it wasn't so already late in the cycle. Now, I don't know. He could have been there the whole time, and I just don't know this. I just remember hearing that he was hired last year, and I'm hoping that this timeline is that, yeah, he was there and he can help a little bit, but it's really going to be on Madden 26 where he can actually start making something out of it, because we need something, right? We need help. Madden franchise players, we need some damn help. So I'm hoping that is the case for this game coming up. And now today, Madden dropped a few different pictures, right? They dropped a few different screenshots from the game, and they said full reveal tomorrow. I'm really amped for this because I'm gonna let's look at these pictures. So the first one was coaches. Now, this might look like a very simple picture, but from what I see decent lighting. I see much better coach profiles than I feel like I've seen in the past. And the fact that they used head coaches to advertise their trailer means to tell me they might actually be caring about franchise. When was the last time they put a coach's face as one of the first things that somebody sees about the game? I want you guys to think about that. That's one of the things that I saw that today, and I'm like, holy crap, they might actually be doing something with franchise this year. Now, we all could be just getting, lied to, but like, I don't remember a time where the game cared about coaches enough to put them on the cover or have a reason to. Not on the cover, but you know what I'm saying? Like their initial like leaks, their initial like screenshots, their initial like check this out. One of those three was head coaches. I don't think that's a coincidence. The other really cool thing that I saw was this one here. Not just because it's the Vikings, even though that does look badass, right? Yeah, it does. But because that means they're going to be bringing in more custom team intros. It's not going to be the same bland crap for every home team this year, hopefully. Now, how they put this on, we don't know yet, but that is what the Vikings come out to every time they play at home, every time. And I'm sure plenty of you out there, whether Viking fan or other fan, know that you guys have a certain things you do when you come onto the field at a home game. And it looks like they're going to put that in the game. So that is another really cool thing. And then the last thing, the big one that I think a lot of people were talking about was this one right here, Saquon Barkley. Now, it does appear that the models, while still looking similar, they have a little bit of a different look to them. Just a little bit, nothing too crazy, but they look a little different. And I can't really put my finger on it, but I can say that snow was a hell of a lot more prevalent than it has been in any Madden in the last 10 years. That looks like snow. That is what it should look like. So we don't know exactly how it's going to look when you're actually in the game, but they are advertising. First, they're advertising intros, which is cool. They're advertising weathered games like snow games, and they're advertising head coaches. All of those things boils down to franchise. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not the intros as much, but what I'm saying is they're actually showing us stuff that will affect franchise. Head coaches, it doesn't matter who your coach is in play now. It doesn't matter about MUT. You'll have some weirdo that's your head coach or some person playing out of position. Coaching doesn't matter in MUT. It's in franchise where coaches come to play. And they used that as one of the images they decided to get people hyped for this game. And that's why I'm sort of holding out some hope. Now, I might be stupid. I might be crazy. I might be proven wrong in a very short amount of time. I don't know. You don't know. We can speculate until then. And I am, life sucks sometimes. And I'm going to choose to just be excited for it. That's what I'm going to do. Hopefully I'm not let down. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about the stuff that has come out. Please let me know down below what you think, whether you agree with me or not. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already. There's gonna be plenty more Madden 26 stuff coming to this channel. I know the last couple of months of Madden 25 has been meh, right? I get it, but trust me, we're gonna do some stuff for Madden 26, and I hope that you guys are here to see it. I'll see you guys next time.